That's a live shot of Times Square on a mixed weather day here in New York. Rainy, sun's trying to get out, it's having a hard time. We've got a lot of clouds for the next few days and several thunderstorm systems moving through, so that's just what we're stuck with. But anyway, always a joy to welcome you to the Lower Manhattan studios of AFA Today and AFR Talk, and thank you for making us your choice. Kevin Mccullough is my name. My phone number is 888-589-8840. In the first segment, I was telling you about little 7-year-old Darren at the Martin Elementary School. He brought a backpack to school, one that he doesn't normally use. See, I know how easily this could happen because my little James, he sometimes has walked out of the door with the wrong backpack, or his mom has put stuff in something different, and he doesn't know necessarily what's in there. Maybe she didn't know that he stuffed, a show and tell toy in there in advance. Now, I'm not sure he would get suspended if he brought a replica toy gun, although here in the New York area you'd think that I would. But maybe he would. I don't know. But here little Darren is going through his bag. He sees in the outside pocket a toy gun. He knows that toy guns aren't allowed at school. So he could leave it in the bag. He could hope that no one would find it. He could try to lie about it, be deceptive, be very undercover about it the rest of the day, and then get home and, think he'd pulled one over on people. It's actually difficult. It's actually difficult not to give him that advice when what happens to him is he voluntarily discloses it, confesses what he did, gives it to the teacher, shows remorse. The teacher, being a total jerk, calls the principal and goes, well, this kid has a toy gun. We got to suspend him. And hence the suspension kicks in. It's such a joke that the parent thinks that they're joking and sends the boy back to school the next day. So let's break it down. Boy trying to do the right thing, even at a cost to him personally. So he takes the gun out, takes it to the teacher, voluntarily gives it to her, says, I did the wrong thing. Here, no mercy, no grace, only the letter of the law. Punishment upon punishment. You will be punished. You showed up with a gun. You terrible, terrible person, you. Do you think it was just the fact that he disobeyed? Do you think it was just the fact that he brought a toy that he wasn't supposed to have to school? Or do you think the fact that it's a gun played some sort of role in this? I'm curious. 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840. And then contrast this with the fact that you had a guy who abandoned his troops, went looking for the Taliban, was with them for 5 years, took target practice, walked around with a gun, did all kinds of things with them, converted to their religion, to this day has trouble speaking English because he's so ingrained with what the Taliban was doing. And we give him a hero's welcome. The nation was ready to throw open its arms and say, come on in. He abandoned, showed disloyalty, went to the side we were fighting, declared jihad against us with them. Our culture wants to embrace him and say he's a good guy. This little boy confesses his sin, tries to do the right thing, and is punished. Is punished when he tries to do the right thing. The other guy, Bergdahl, he's rewarded even though he did the wrong thing. 888-589-8840. Your thoughts on all this. 888-589-8840. Let's talk to Tom calling from Illinois. Tom, welcome. You're on with Kevin Mccullough.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Hey, I apologize if I break up at all. I'm driving I-57, I think it is, up back home up to Wisconsin. And I turned on your station. I'm little background. I'm not a Christian by any means. I'm kind of just on the fence. I call myself an atheist without guts. But you are dead on in saying, that this boy confessed to what he did. You were dead on in saying that the punishment is incorrect. It's these bleeding heart liberal teachers that are using him as an example. I see it all the time. I've got a beautiful, beautiful 14-year-old daughter that I would move from Putin for. And she constantly comes home and says that the teachers are trying to...
We are losing you, Tom. Sounds like you were getting to a good point, too. Are you still there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up, though. It's difficult. See if you can try to get to the point as quick as you can.
Okay, good.
We lost him. Sorry about that. It sounded like he had something really good to say. I was looking forward to seeing where that went. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. Darlene is in Virginia. Hi, Darlene. Welcome.
Hi, Kevin. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
These two contrasting views are just a confirmation that we're living in the days of prophecy, or the days that were prophesied about way back when right is wrong and wrong is right and up is down and down is up. We're living it. The little boy did the right thing and got punished. Berber Dahl did the wrong thing and he gets praised. But not by everyone. Let's be clear, not by everyone. Only by the people that don't see the light.
I agree with that. But we still live in that world, and that's the world that's now defining the value system.
Well, we still have to stand for righteousness, Kevin, no matter what it costs. We still have to stand. I mean, I'm in Virginia. I cast a vote today. I cast a vote for righteousness. I didn't cast a vote for the same old Washington junk. Sorry, for lack of other terminology. It's time to stand on principle.
I agree with you. Thank you, Darlene, for the call. Appreciate it. Let's go to Dave in Florida. Dave, welcome. You're on with Kevin Mccullough. Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
It does show where we are, unfortunately, as a country. You take God out of school, you take God out of the government, and the right thing to do in school is wrong, and the wrong thing to do in government is right. I mean, it's unfortunate. This kid has obviously good enough parents to teach him a value system of, hey, if something's wrong, you make it right. If you know you've done wrong, you confess your sins. The only problem is, instead of getting compassion, you got punished. All the teachers are teaching this kid is if you do the right thing, you're going to get in trouble. So be deceitful and lie, and you'll be okay. That's unfortunately the society we live in now.
Yeah, and it seems like to me that, I would think that public education systems would want better children being made. I say this all the time. If we want a better world, we got to grow better people. But it's really true. And when you take a little, and it's not that he's, mathematically perfect. Nobody is. You make mistakes, you sin, you fall into sin yourself, you do all kinds of things all the time. But in this case, you had a pure heart, a heart that did not have any guile in it, trying to do the right thing, trying to say, I know that what I did by bringing it here is a wrong thing to do, even if I did make a mistake. And as a result, he gets suspended and serves a suspension even in-house when his parents don't even really take it seriously. Meanwhile, you have this sergeant who got promoted while he was in captivity. He was a private previously to this. That's the rank that he earned. But you have this sergeant, Mr. Bergdahl, who is reported to have done all the things that he's reported to have done, and now... And I take the earlier caller's point. Not everybody is singing his praise. Of course not. Some of us are saying, hey, wait a second. That doesn't make sense. But not only did he get praise for it, those actions were used by the administration to justify doing something else that they also called good. The administration thinks that Gitmo is bad in and of itself. Therefore, it must be shut down. It must be stopped. Even if its very existence is restraining the evil that those people would do that are inside, those people that are put in place in custody inside those fences, they can't be out killing people if they're trapped there, right? So just even, again, mathematically speaking, it's impossible for them to go out and kill again as long as they're housed at Gitmo. Unless you take the 5 most dangerous ones and turn them loose, then you've got a different problem on your hand. But why would we do that? Oh, well, we did. And there are those that are justifying it. There are those that are, Hillary Clinton's running for president. She's talking over the last couple of days as though they just had no other choice. They just had to make this happen. That wasn't what Defense Secretary Leon Panetta said at the time. In fact, it's very interesting today. The new scapegoat for Bergdahl is now Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel. Now, Panetta was given this offer many times, and he rejected it. He said, nope, I'm not going to do that. This is bad. We're not letting these 5, monsters loose back on the world again. Chuck Hagel has presented this offer, and he is now being seen as the guy who's to blame regarding it. Which I do find this interesting. The White House wants it both ways. They want to say it's not their fault. They want to say, what did we do? Chuck Hagel's the one who made the decision. That's what they want to try to get across. Only problem is the president, while he was in France doing those stops, and I told you he wasn't serving his own purposes very well in being in France while the bulk of that scandal was being released here. Because he did not move adeptly in terms of dealing with the charges. So you caught him saying things like, hey, I made the right decision and I'd do it again. But now the White House is trying to shove it off on the Defense Department. Oh, well, it was really Chuck Hagel that made that decision. Kind of cowardly. I wonder how cowardly it's going to be if the parents of 7-year-old Darren really get upset with the principal and the teacher in that school district and say, guys, what are you trying to do? What kind of values are you trying to instill? Do you want children that will exclusively lie to you because they think even if we tell her the truth, she's not gonna ever do anything with it that's good? We're always going to get punished no matter what we do, so we may as well lie to avoid that problem. That's what's being taught in the Martin Elementary School that Darren Samak attends. It doesn't pay to tell the truth. It doesn't pay to be honorable. I've said this many times in the past, but I really do believe it. I believe the lack of honor in our culture, in our society, in our own lives, in our lives towards one another, in our lives towards the culture as a whole. The lack of honor is really the death of most of the good in America. You may disagree. If so, 888-589-8840. We'll let you go first. Let's go to Jenelle in Texas. Hi, Jenelle.
Hi, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Thanks for your call.
I agree with with practically all the callers, and to my thinking, what has it done also to the rest of the kids in that school, knowing the little boy told the truth and got in trouble? So if anything ever, they're going to lie because they're not going to want to get expelled or and it's not teaching children anything except to lie and deceive. And I always told my children, if you tell me the truth, even though I may not like it, you will get less punishment than if you lie to me and I find out about it later.
Right.
So, but no, and our president is teaching everybody to lie, that it's okay. You can get by with it. And I just real upset with all the things that he's done in the release of the 5 terrorists. And, it's all going to come back to us, and it's not going to be good. So, but that's really all I have, Kevin.
All right, Jenelle, thank you for your call. I do agree with you. And in my household growing up, that's the way it always was. If you do something wrong, you'll get punished for that, but you'll never receive more punishment if you tell the truth about what you did. But if you lie, you'll have double the punishment or triple or whatever it is. There'll be twice as much wrong that will have been done that you will be punished for. Now, oddly enough, when I was a young kid, it still didn't sink in, so I tried it a few times, and I did. I got double the punishment for everything, and that was a dumb idea. 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. Let's talk to Pat, who's calling us from Texas. Hi, Pat.
Hi, Kevin. Pretty much it sounds like most of the people calling have some common sense, and I'm glad for that because, as you've been saying, we don't see a lot of that coming from the administration. Basically, my thing is I don't even really see that that the child actually did anything wrong. It was an accident, as has been stated. He did not do anything knowingly wrong. And so even saying that he did something wrong, I think is not making a proper statement. And common sense should have been the guide, but I'm almost in despair seeing all of the backward thinking going on, and that's basically all I have to say to you.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. The thinking that is no longer common is not around anymore, and that is a problem. Big problem, friend. Anyway, we're coming right back. More of your calls, 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. I'm Kevin McCullough. This is AFA Today on AFR Talk.